gotcha. Actually, I will close Facebook.
Close all.
I've already turned off Skype and all that shit.
Yeah, but you got your 3DS on. I'm just saying. That might give you a little bit of trouble. It's depending on how strong your signal usually is.
It's really good right now, so.
I have somehow accidentally reduced the size of my thing. I have no idea what's going on here. What did I do? Ah, there we go. I think. Weird. Anyway. Sorry. Started playing around. I touched my computer screen. It's a touch computer. I have no idea what happened, but I don't know what the screen looks like to you, but to me it's doing weird, funny things.
No.
Oh, okay, good. That means it'll look normal on broadcast. Anyway, welcome to High Class.
As normal as you can be.
Huh?
As normal as you can be. You left it wide open. What the hell?
Who are you calling normal?
None of us are normal by any means.
Nope. We know I'm not normal. I have a button.
Mostly harmless. Please.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun pretending I'm deaf whenever I'm wearing this jacket while dressed all in black, because then this pin takes on a whole new connotation that's hilarious. But anywho, welcome to High Class Geek News, everybody. I'm your usual host, your friendly neighborhood geek, Zoid Evan Ransom. With me today is everyone's favorite geek couple, Jixie.
Hey.
Hello.
Yes, they of these sex muppets in the planet Uranus. Tonight's episode, Look to the Stars.
Mm.
Who wants to take a guess what the main story is?
Wouldn't be the blood eclipse, would it?
That's half of it, pretty much. Yeah, we'll start with that. We got a blood moon eclipse happening tonight. Not that anyone in North Carolina can see it because we're cloudy as fuck.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, thanks, God. I'm talking to you, Thor. Also, NASA says they have a big sciencey announcement to make about the planet Mars tomorrow.
Ooh.
We don't know what it is, but NASA's so excited they're like holding off and putting us in suspense.
We're invading.
We found those bastards that invaded England at the turn of the century, at the turn of the 20th century, and it turns out they're edible. We're going after their asses.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Also, we got our man John Carter back. So everybody keep an eye out tomorrow for something that I'm sure will be trending on Facebook, because just the fact that they have something to announce has already been trending on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Facebook, you're a wonderful source of news, strangely enough. You're like Twitter. Yes, there's tons of bullshit, but somehow the bullshit's easy to sift through. Anyway, moving on. Coming out in theaters this week, Freehold, where Julianne Moore and Ellen Page play lovers, but it is not even remotely porn, so don't bother trying. Macbeth, which stars Michael Fassbender, which means if you are attracted to men, it's already porn for you. The Martian, which is basically Ridley Scott tricking me into watching at least one more of his fucking movies, even though I swore I'd never watch a movie by him ever again.
I'm a huge Ridley Scott fan, so.
Yeah, after The Counselor, I was done with Ridley Scott. And before that, I had Prometheus.
I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to do the edgy Scorsese, kind of rough edge deal. I'm glad he's going back to Prometheus. That's where he belongs. He needs to fucking finish that shit. I'm so
But
tired.
Prometheus was shit.
Huh?
Prometheus was shit.
That's the only part. Like, it's eventually going to be like four or five movies, probably.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Don't
And finally coming out in theaters this week, The Walk. On home video, we're getting Entourage, Unexpected, Poltergeist, Spy, Aloft, and coming out for the first time on Blu-ray, Christine.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, everybody's favorite movie about a killer hot rod, where killer is not a
I
euphemism.
say Wraith, actually, was my favorite one with Charlie Sheen.
Which one was?
Wraith.
Ray?
Ray.
Ray.
Whatever you want to call it. It was Wraith, but Charlie Sheen was like an alien who could turn into a badass car, and he killed bad dudes.
Yeah, I remember there being a cartoon like way back in the 80s or 70s about some teenager that turned into a car whenever he got wet. Because we'd make a television show out of anything in those days. We got 2 trailers that came out this week. One for the Angry Birds movie. I expressed how much I'm looking forward to it by not watching the trailer. Also, we got a brand new 30-second trailer for the Rocky spinoff, Creed.
Get back.
Sorry, cat fell behind the TV. It got stuck. Laugh.
That's cute. We have cat news later.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So
he literally fell behind the wall in the entertainment stand. And that's the Wookiee putting in her place.
Okay. So who else was looking forward to Creed, especially after that trailer?
Which
I
one?
loved it, Creed.
Yeah, Creed.
Even though I know it's going to spark another Rocky movie.
I think this is the other Rocky movie.
No. Eventually, Sylvester Stallone will be like, no, I got to get back out my lights.
You know who the actress is playing, like Michael B. Jordan character's mom, right?
No.
I can't remember her name, but it's the woman who played Claire Huxtable on the Cosby Show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's got to distance herself from Cosby.
I think we all need to distance ourselves from Cosby.
Hey, everybody enjoys a slow Cosby every now and again.
How is it between the two of us, you're the one that's married?
I got lucky.
We got a first look. Well, we got a first look at a picture of Mila Jovovich and Ali Larter on the set of Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, where Mila Jovovich is actually looking pretty banged up. I think her character might actually have to take some physical damage. God, people say Superman is too overpowered. Have they seen a Resident Evil movie? Also, first look is kind of a relative term in this case, as Sam Smith has released, available for download and purchase on iTunes, the new theme song for the Bond movie Spectre, Writings on the Wall. Has anyone else taken the time to listen to that one yet?
No.
It is boring.
Okay, good to know.
Really fucking boring.
Good to know.
Basically put, it's like a male version of the Skyfall theme song that Adele did.
And we all know how much I love that one.
Woo!
You know, regardless of what genre it is, I find the best theme songs are the ones that do something to like pump you up. Hell, I even like the freaking one by Chris Cornell that everyone thinks is shit. But you know what? It did its job. And it had some of the most badass lyrics I ever came across in a song. Anyway, in casting news, Mark Miller has confirmed that him and the writing staff for Kingsman, the Secret Service sequel, are trying to find a way to bring Colin Firth's character back, even though he kind of, well, died in that movie.
It was such a great movie, though.
I know.
I only saw the church scene, but it was pretty awesome. Way to go, Leia.
I thought the ending was the best part.
Oh, have you seen the Honest trailer for that movie?
No. I do like Honest trailers, so those are pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. For when they were listing the cast, they took a shot from the church scene and said the Westboro Baptist Church. Also, we got 2 confirmed cast members being added to Ghostbusters. Sigourney Weaver and Ernie Hudson are also coming back for this one.
Yep.
What about Rick Moranis?
He's retired.
I know, but still, I'd love to see him.
You know why he's retired?
Crazy?
No.
Physical?
No.
His wife died of cancer, and he's been taking care of his kids ever since. That's why he retired early.
So smooth.
Good guy.
Of course, there's always a chance we might see him in a movie again sometime in the near future. His kids, I think, are college age now. They might have moved out. But
You should be in college for me.
to me, the fact that they got Sigourney Weaver to do, if it's even just a cameo in this movie, shows it's got some legitimacy, because Sigourney Weaver is not one of those people who needs the money.
Very true.
And she only comes out and does a movie when she feels like it. Anyway, speaking of really awesome actors that we know from our childhood, they have confirmed that Kong Skull Island has cast John Goodman in a role.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
I'll watch him in anything. I hope he fights King Kong. I think he could win.
Probably.
Put a bowl of mashed potatoes and some gravy. I guarantee John Goodman will fight anybody for it.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of fighting, Jack Reacher 2 is apparently in talks with the actor Patrick Husinger to play the main villain. It will be based off of the 18th Jack Reacher book, because heaven forbid we start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, start with that Jack Reacher book that's basically a flashback to before he was a drifter.
Well, what they'll do is they'll do Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise as long as they can. Then when people get old of it, they'll relaunch it with a new, younger kid.
I'm assuming if Tom Cruise is in the movie, that means it's his company that's basically making it. So I'm guessing he's planning to go back and forth between this and the Mission Impossible franchises, with the occasional standalone movie here and there.
Whatever makes him get money.
I know nobody likes him, but I have to admit, professionally speaking, the man just has my fucking respect.
See, I like his movies. Okay, there are plenty of them which I fucking hate, but
War of the Worlds.
they're a lot. Most of them, for the most part, are entertaining. They do their job.
What?
And when you find them in the $5 movie bin at fucking Walmart, it's worth it.
What? Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise movies.
Okay, the only Tom Cruise movie I actually like and actually would love to have in my collection is Legend. And the only other one, more recent one, is the Edge of Tomorrow, where he keeps dying, because I found that fucking hilarious.
So let me get this straight. A movie which is universally considered to be one of the worst for both Tom Cruise and Ridley Scott is the only Tom Cruise movie you want in your collection.
Just because Tim Curry is the devil in that film.
No, Tim Curry is the motherfucking shit in that film.
No kidding.
He makes the movie.
I don't even like that movie for Tom Cruise. It is all about Tim Curry.
Well, it's all no. It's all about Tim Curry in that one scene where he's wearing his friggin' Playboy bachelor outfit in the devil costume.
I just okay. Anyway.
It's like we put a mold on Ricardo Montalban and then modeled your chest after that. Is that okay, Mr. Curry? Oh God, that's great. In production news, who's here is sad to see the show Key and Peele go away.
I mean,
I never really got into it.
I did. I thought it was hilarious, but I mean, I understand what they're doing, and they're not saying they won't work together again, but before it decides to go flat out and get canceled, why not?
Well, Jordan Peele of Key and Peele has already got his next project lined up. He is writing and directing the horror movie Get Out, which he says will directly deal with racial issues, particularly with that genre.
Okay.
Yep.
That's an interesting turn.
Yeah, speaking of people we like, if you want to see more Benicio del Toro, we're apparently getting a Sicario sequel focusing on his character, the hitman from that movie.
Yeah,
Benicio del Toro.
I love that guy.
Is it just me, or is he starting to get his looks back somehow?
He is.
Yeah, there for a while he was looking pretty shabby.
Yeah.
Well, it was when he did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He pretty much, to make sure he physically fit the part, just destroyed his freaking body, and he's been looking ever since. But yeah, all of a sudden it's like he did something, and now his face looks like He actually looks like how he would have aged if he didn't do that movie now. I can't explain it. It's just this. I feel like he's the best looking now he's been since I've seen him in License to Kill.
Oh,
And if you saw him in License to Kill, wow, that guy could have had any woman he wanted during that period in his life.
I always think of him in Usual Suspects just because of like how he acted in that film.
honestly, I've always thought he was strangely sexy. So
I always thought he was strange. Speaking of strange, let's talk Prometheus.
Yes, let's talk.
I'm with your wife personally, but news is news.
It's awesome.
Ridley Scott has announced the title for the Prometheus sequel, which will be called Alien Paradise Lost, which he says will be a first of a trilogy, which will fully, definitively combine Prometheus with the Alien franchise.
Yep. I'm excited.
I am not. This is my not amused face.
I'm excited.
Well, nobody's perfect.
I can't wait. Gonna take my wife to go see it opening day.
nope,
Yep.
nope,
She's gonna love it.
nope.
And now to talk about sequels I'm actually interested in. John Wick 2 will be directed solely by Chad Stahelski. The guy who co-directed the first movie with him, David Leitch, is just staying on as executive producer. Look forward to that. Also, according to Garrett Hudland, we shouldn't count Tron 3 out just yet. He hasn't exactly explained why that's still a possibility, but he's pretty much come out and said it's a possibility. So, need more Tron. I need more eye candy in my life with really awesome Daft Punk soundtrack.
Yeah, those words never go together.
Let's see. DreamWorks has taken out an old script by Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow and are getting ready to put it into production, looking to make it kind of that 80s Amblin Studio entertainment style kind of a film. This movie will suck because the person who's going to be working over the script is the same guy who gave us these scripts for Pixels.
So I haven't seen that.
And I forget the name of the other movie he did, but it was also a piece of crap. So, yeah. For those who are looking to writers we actually trust, H.P. Lovecraft's favorite short story that he wrote, Color Out of Space, is being adapted into a film being directed by Richard Stanley, the director of Hardware. Incidentally, I have already written a script for the audio drama adaptation for Grand Guignol, the same story.
Wow.
I think I need to get that recorded, edited, and put out as quickly as possible.
I would recommend that.
Yeah. Oh, those coinky dinkies. And finally, just general movie news. Here's a combination of words every comic book fan never, ever expected to hear, let alone for them to actually be true. Ant-Man beat Captain America.
Wait, what?
Ant-Man beat Captain America?
More specifically, Ant-Man's domestic gross is higher than that of Captain America, the First Avenger.
Okay, question. Did you see
42.
it multiple times?
Hmm?
Did you see Ant-Man?
No, I only watched it once. It's hard for me to watch a movie multiple times during the summer. Because, there's always another movie right around the corner.
I was told there was a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of, pretty much a lot of Easter eggs and different things that they showed in that film.
Oh, yeah, there is. If you're a hardcore Marvel geek or just been paying close attention to the movies, you can't miss them.
I want to see it.
It's a great heist flick. I recommend it. It's not the best Marvel movie. I'd say it's like right in the middle. It's what I call a barometer film.
Yeah.
Like any movie.
Family friendly.
I like Paul Rudd a lot, though.
Paul Rudd's good. He's actually surprisingly restrained in the film. Yeah, for those wondering, when I say something's a barometer film, I mean it's the movie you can use to judge other films. So if if you see a movie and it's worse than Ant-Man, then it's on the lower end of the Marvel spectrum. And if you see a Marvel movie that's better than Ant-Man, it's on the higher end. It's sort of like how I judge X-Men movies based on how good or bad they are compared to the first X-Men movie. All the bad ones are worse than X-Men, but all the good ones are better.
Okay. All right.
Because to me, the first X movie is just very mediocre.
It reminds me so much of, the early 90s comic cartoon adaptation.
Oh, let's be frank. It was the most faithful adaptation of a comic property up to that point.
Yeah.
And kind of still is one of the most faithful. I mean, it's kind of surprising that it's as faithful as it was, considering the time period it came out in. And I feel like that franchise doesn't get anywhere near enough credit for being as good as it is compared to certain others. Nope, it was Spider-Man that told us that we can have adaptations that are true to the comic book that will be financially successful. Not that X-Men movie, nope. Anyway, television. Coming out on home video this week, the fourth season of Grimm, Series 7 of Inspector George Gently, season 1 of iZombie. I've been waiting for this. We've had one good trailer come out this week for television. What was that?
Thumbs down to iZombie.
We tried. It was horrible.
Haven't watched it yet. Well, I give a thumbs up, both of them, to this trailer, and that is the new trailer for Netflix's Jessica Jones. Please tell me you saw. Please tell me you guys saw it.
I did not watch it.
Nope, sorry.
As somebody who's literally been reading that character since she very first appeared way back in 2001, that trailer is 30 seconds that sums up the character perfectly. Also, it's a lot of wish fulfillment because all I'm going to say is we all wanted to do that to an alarm clock at least once.
I guess we'll have to watch it then.
It's only 30 seconds of your time. I'm surprised you haven't watched it.
I've got 30 seconds I can spare.
It's a Marvel series, so I'm already excited because we watched Daredevil, and I fucking
that was really good.
Yep. And this is connected to that. In the comics, Matt Murdock is her lawyer, and occasionally, to help pay him back, she does body work. She does bodyguard work for him.
Aww.
Which she also often did with Luke Cage, who in the comics is currently her husband and baby daddy.
Yeah.
Which is why Luke Cage is making his first appearance in Jessica Jones.
Oh, yeah.
If Jessica Jones is anything like the comic, expect within the first 15 minutes of the first episode for her to be having anal sex with Luke Cage.
Oh, my.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
That is not a joke. That's one of the first things that happens in the comic.
You get raped in the face.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Casting news. Speaking of shows based off of comic books, Walking Dead has hired actor Tom Payne to play the character of Jesus, or Jesus. I never read that part of the comic, so I don't know if he's a Hispanic guy or not. All I know is the Caucasian people are fucked up enough. I would not be surprised if one purposely went around telling people his name is Jesus. Oh, good. You're still moving. Every once in a while, you guys go quiet, and I'm like, okay, did they freeze? Am I frozen? What happened?
No, we're fine.
Yeah.
We seem to be doing a surprising week without a Max Headroom award. I'm kind of scared.
Don't be scared.
I'll bring it up.
It doesn't help that the Twilight Zone box set I own is like right over there staring at me as I'm doing this. Anyway, on DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Stephanie. Oh God, pronouncing this last name. Stephanie Corneliuson. There we go. Stephanie Corneliuson has been hired to play Doom Patrol's Negative Woman.
Wow.
Yeah. Doom Patrol is that superhero group from the DC universe. No one will ever have the guts to adapt into anything live action or otherwise. Not for more than maybe an episode. That's oh God, that's a deep level of weird right there. Like, most of Marvel doesn't go as weird as Doom Patrol does. Also, they have hired Peter Francis James to play a character unique to the show named Dr. Aldous Boardman.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, on the DC corner of things, Gotham.
We finally watched the first episode.
Mediocre.
Yeah, there was.
We'll have to see what.
I mean, I don't know. I probably put it on at night when I go to bed.
Just background noise.
It's. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's. I still need to finish the second half of the first season, but it was a show I watched because it could be good, not because it is good, but it could be good. And we do have more news about that show. Starting with this casting, Raul Castillo has been hired as Eduardo Flamingo, a Batman film co-created by Grant Morrison back during his Batman and Robin series. Between him and Dr. Pig appearing on Arkham Knight, I feel like people are like, yeah, we need to use Grant Morrison's villains quick.
Yeah.
And also, in a very surprising bit of casting news that I just got this evening, Doctor Who has hired Corey Taylor to voice a warlord alien.
I think that's awesome.
For those who don't know, Corey Taylor is the lead singer for Slipknot.
That's awesome.
So let me try that again. Corey Taylor, lead singer for Slipknot, will be voicing an alien warlord on Doctor Who.
You act like that's a bad thing.
I think this may be exactly what I need to finally get Jixie to watch Doctor Who.
No.
Did I mention it's the lead singer of Slipknot?
Yes, I'm. Can't do it. I can't be a Whovian.
She's not.
I didn't say be a Whovian. I said watch an episode.
Okay, you know what? Just for you, I will watch this episode and the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost episode.
Oh, the Christmas one?
Yeah.
Well, that should be on Netflix any minute now, if it's not already. Meanwhile,
I don't know what seasons or what, and what doctors what, or who is who, or...
Well, they got the new series starting from the beginning if you want to watch it that way. But anyway, network news. Since you mentioned Netflix. Netflix has confirmed that they have ordered a 12-episode season of the cult sci-fi anthology series Black Mirror.
What?
So,
Yeah, I heard about that.
What show?
Black Mirror. It's like a British version of the Twilight Zone.
I've never heard of it.
kind of, sort of. It's basically heavy, deep, dark satire about modern technology and everything that can go wrong with it, with at least one episode involving... this may seem like an odd question and maybe a little too personal, but Jixie, do you two enjoy having sex?
I do.
Yeah.
Find a time when you're not doing it that much to watch that show, because every episode will make you want to do anything but that.
Well, might as well watch it now.
It's definitely because nothing good happens with sex on that show. This is the kind of show when you watch it, even though it's nowhere near as graphic, it makes you watch Game of Thrones because it's more likely to arouse you with its sex scenes than this does.
Hey.
The 4th season.
Oh.
I get very aroused while watching Game of Thrones. Very.
Yes, but I'm talking about from the sex, not the violence.
Oh, sorry. No, never mind. I mean, it's sex, whatever. Like incest.
Granted, mine is blurred in season 4, but anyway. Also, Nickelodeon has confirmed.
Yes!
They are going to release a new network called The Splat, which will exclusively feature their 90s cartoons.
Yay!
Filling the gap in our heart that Cartoon Network has recently created when they seem to have stopped doing that.
You know what it kind of reminds me of is when they came out with the Boomerang channel for like all the really old Cartoon Networks, Hanna-Barbera's, Huckleberry Finn.
I think almost exclusively Hanna-Barbera. That's why I didn't watch it.
But no, and then like for a while there on Boomerang, they were throwing up like Powerpuff Girls and shit like that. I'm like, whoa. But there is one channel now. I think they even brought back Stickly. And like every once in a while, you'll see like episodes of Cat Dog, Rock Power, Rugrats. Hey Arnold was on the other day.
Live action shows from the 90s,
all that,
and 80s that I want to see.
All that.
Salute Your Shorts, all that.
Salute Your Shorts.
You can't do that on television.
Pete and Pete.
Mr. Wizard, Pete and Pete.
Oh, Mr. Wizard.
Oh.
Speaking of shows, adding to the Gotham news.
Gotham.
They have confirmed that this second season will involve a subplot involving the Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo created Court of Owls. Basically, Gotham's homegrown Illuminati, who may or may not be at least somewhat responsible for the death of Batman's parents. Also, it looks like the A-Team is coming back.
Yep.
We don't know much about this new series. We just know at least one member of this new A-Team will be female. No word on whether or not the female will be Mad Dog. I hope she is. Crazy women are fantastic. Just look at Leverage. And finally, you know how we know the new Muppet Show is doing something right?
When somebody hates it.
1 Million Moms is trying to get it off the air.
Boo! The new Muppets was fucking awesome.
I know, I saw the new episode. I loved it.
It was so good. So good.
It's worth it. You know what? Either one of these two moments makes it worth it. Just Kermit coming out and admitting he's attracted to pigs.
No, I know there is.
And the bit where Fozzie points out the how difficult it is to find a date when your online profile says "bear looking for love."
Oh, I about lost it. Or, not that kind of meeting, when he was talking to Zoot. It's like, this is not that kind of meeting. Dude, it was fucking awesome. Great job. I'm happy to see my Muppets back. I fucking miss them.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
They got it right. That's all I can say. They got it right.
What is it? My life is wrapped in bacon and hell, or it's just too good. Oh.
Whew. Okay.
Kermit loves the bacon.
I actually do kind of like his new girlfriend. She doesn't have as much personality as Miss Piggy, but I think that's kind of the point. Moving on. Video game releases coming out this week. 80 days. If you have Windows, you can get Alien Isolation: The Collection, Overlord: Fellowship of Evil, Might and Magic Heroes 7, and The Escapist: The Walking Dead, which is an 8-bit Walking Dead video game that just recently had a trailer out. So in 2 days, you'd be able to play that. Let me repeat that. 8-bit Walking Dead game.
Yeah.
No word on whether or not you get to take pot shots at the mom character from Fear the Walking Dead, though she greatly improved last episode, I have to admit. Also in trailer news, Halo 5's opening cinematic was released officially on YouTube. Having no interest in the Halo series myself, I did not watch it. Who here is a fan of the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy?
I still have not seen Dark Knight Rises.
So that's, oh good, that means you're still a fan. Well, if you have a copy of Arkham Knight and the Seasons Pass, or just the bucks needed to buy this, pretty soon you too can play as the Christian Bale Batman in that game. That's right, they're Dark Knighting it up.
No.
In the new video game Assassin's Creed Syndicate, your character, who you get to choose between a female assassin or a male assassin, will be led on missions by a character named Ted Weinert, who Ubisoft has confirmed is their very first transgender character.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Basically, in a statement, they point out how Assassin's Creed is made by a coalition of people that represent many ethnicities, many religions, lifestyles, and yes, sexual orientation. And they're always glad to add new things that help to show that by showing them included in the games themselves. So there you go. We got a trans in the game.
Huzzah.
Yeah, when I put it like that, it sounds like we're going to a gay bar. Are you sure you can get some strange in this gay bar, Evan? Yeah, we got a trans in the game, man. Anyway, comic book news.
Yay!
Single issue suggestions this week. This is a long one. Captain America White #2 and Dirk Gently #4 of 5. It's a fifth. There are 5 Wednesdays this month. So, yeah, one Wednesday has to suffer, and it's this Wednesday. As for new series, remember when under new series, these are all #1s coming out this Wednesday. Gem and the Holograms. Bloodthirsty, about a man finding conspiracy when he investigates his younger brother's murder in post-Katrina New Orleans. And the new Doctor Who, the 11th Doctor series.
Mm.
In graphic novel news, our suggestions this week are Mad's Original Idiots, the Complete Collection. Yes, Mad as in Mad Magazine. Walt Kelly's Pogo, the Complete Dell Comics Volume 3. It's basically for the hardcore comic fans. The title alone of this next one should be enough of a reason for you to buy this. Southern Bastards Volume 1 hardcover.
Dude, I love the name.
Yo, the comic more than lives up to it. It's amazing. And finally, reprinting old school 70s Marvel horror monster horror comics, Monster of Frankenstein trade paperback.
Mm.
In DC news, if you have any intention of using the Batmobile or the Batmobile's likeness in anything that involves getting money for yourself, I highly recommend you stop now, as apparently the Batmobile has officially been copyrighted by the DC Comics Publishing Group. I'm surprised it wasn't already, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in DC Vertigo news, you know, the adult-only line that gave us Sandman, Preacher, most comics worth reading in the 90s.
Have we heard anything more about the Preacher series?
Right now, they're just in the process of filming, and we know it'll be released this spring.
Cool.
Yeah, but anyway, Gail Simone is writing her very first Vertigo series called Clean Room, all about these self-help gurus that help out celebrities and their deep, dark secrets. It'll be drawn by artist John Davis Hunt with covers provided by Jenny Frisson. And if I'm knowing Gail Simone, who got her start in comics by starting a blog called Women in Refrigerators, my guess is she doesn't like them that much. So this should be interesting. In Marvel news, Jim Starlin continues his epic. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say galactic. Oh, fuck it. Galactic spacefaring saga Infinity Entity with art by the legendary Alan Davis as he explores the mind of Adam Warlock, a character he helped make popular. It has also been confirmed that the new Black Panther series will be drawn by another legend in the art field of comics, Brian Stelfreeze, and be written by newcomer Ta-Nehisi Coates, whose former credits basically involve being the national correspondent for The Atlantic. So my guess is we should probably expect a very politically charged run there. We have 2 bits of news in the manga edition. Who here is a fan of Death Note?
I never got to
I
it.
actually watched that.
Wow. Actually watched anime.
Well, like most things in Japan, it's all based off of manga, and it was created by Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. Or if you're in Japan, Obata Takeshi. Oba Tsugumi. Anyway, they are starting a new manga called Platinum End, which will be starting in the November issue of Shonen Jump. So there you go. You can get your start on that right there. And also, manga company Kodakawa is relaunching their English-speaking ebook, their English language ebook Bookwalker app and website in October 8th with over 700 new titles for us to read. There'll be a website, there'll be an app, fun for all. And in just general publishing news, if you are a fan of the newspaper strip Daily Soup, the Daily Strip will be coming to an end for the first time after 20 years. The creator of the strip says that, yeah, it's a little too much work, but that she will continue working on the Sunday strip, but the Daily Strip is done. And finally, oh boy, this is going to make some people happy. J.K. Rowling has announced a new short story called The Potter Family. Huh. I have lost my co-host. They seem to be coming back. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Back.
Okay, there we are. Good. I told you your DS was going to give you trouble.
Yeah. You sure did.
Well, in case you missed it, I just pointed out that J.K. Rowling has announced a new short story called The Potter Family, basically providing details to Harry Potter's lineage.
Who gives a shit?
You might not. Your wife might not. I might not. But there's no denying the Potterheads.
Okay, I like the movie. I did not read the books. And so there.
Well, we're going to hear about that in the comment
upset
section.
about it.
Okay, let's move on to something a little more cheery.
Oh, damn it.
What?
Obituaries.
Oh,
Yep.
wonderful.
This is one that does kind of affect me a little bit personally. Growing up, I was a fan of this little thing called Nick at Night. And if you were up late enough in the morning, and God only knows why they only aired this at like 1 a.m., they would air reruns of the live-action 50s series, The Adventures of Superman, which remains to this day my favorite live-action Superman series. It's brilliant in its simplicity. Jack Larson, who played Jimmy Olsen in that series, and who was probably last seen as a tribute to the character in Superman Returns, has passed away at the age of 87. Also,
A good life.
at the age of 67, Ben Crawley, a musician who is known basically as being the only survivor of the plane crash that cost us Otis Redding, had also passed away this week. We have lost another golden age comic book artist this week, J. Scott Pike, known for drawing innocent girls. He has passed away at the age of 91.
Innocent, huh? Yeah. Sorry.
It was the 50s. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And possibly the most tragic of obituaries we've ever had on this show, definitely in recent memory. Mark and Debbie Constantino, who were the host of Ghost Adventures, were found dead after a domestic disturbance that, well, let's just say didn't end well. And it is on that note that we move on to science.
Science!
In astrology news, NASA has released a fast time video of a spectacular sight of the remains of a supernova brought to us from the Hubble telescope. And it is beautiful. When stars die, they don't die ugly.
Just
Also in zoology news, we have found the Wolfsmona monkey. We bring this up for one reason and one reason only. This monkey looks just like Wolverine.
Okay, and this is what my friend's son said about this. In Xander's words, it's Wolverine as a baby. Xander is like the sweetest kid ever. And,
how long did it take for that to evolve?
and we showed him the two pictures. And he's Wolverine as a baby. I about lost it. It's a cute monkey.
Surprisingly, yes, despite looking like Wolverine. Personally, I think it needs a cigar in its mouth. Someone teach that monkey how to smoke.
Not like that's unheard of.
And in our final segment for the evening, miscellaneous. First of all, another thing that just happens that's close to my heart. There's no other way to put it. Earlier this week on the subway, Warriors, come out and play! They recreated their final subway trip from the movie. I love that movie so much. Sorry, I've said this since the first time I watched it. I think it's one of the best action movies ever made. That shit so holds up to this day.
Yeah.
Despite the goofy themed street gangs. Those street gangs would be a lot more awesome if they had Batman-style themes. Also, Got Ham comes up again, as we must send congratulations to James Gordon, a.k.a. actor Ben McKenzie, and Dr. Leslie Tompkins, a.k.a. Morena Baccarin, who you may also remember as Inara from Firefly. Turns out these two have been co-starring in Private Areas, and we are going to see the natural results of their production in a few months, as they are expecting their first child together.
Nice. Put a baby in it. Right.
Which means I get to have lots of fun with the comedic fanfic in my head that revolves around the fact that Commissioner Gordon was knocking boots with Dr. Tompkins. It's like the idea of Batman jumping into two bedrooms. Like, wait, who is that? Oh, God. Jim, you know she's like a mother figure to me. Oh, God. Butcher. Oh. You know what? I'll take care of the whole Joker thing myself. You do everything I can to make sure this never happens again. Oh! You okay there, Pixie? It's like you went ninja for a second. Like, okay, for me that's more the shadow, but still. Also, as one of 2 videos that we'll be bringing up this evening, someone had decided that Attack on Titan had only one way and one way only it could get more awesome. Well, 2 ways if you really want to be technical. The first one was stop motion, motherfucker.
I need to watch that. I saw that. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, 2-minute long video. It is awesome.
To check that
At
out.
the very end, we get the other thing they decided it needed to be more awesome than it already is. Gogeta!
No.
What do you keep doing?
All right.
It's awesome. Also, it turns out a new survey has come out with surprising results. If you are an iPhone owner, you are more likely to prefer Superman to Batman, whereas an Android owner is more likely to prefer Batman to Superman. I have an iPhone.
Did I prefer Batman?
I have an iPhone, and
I did have an
get into
iPhone.
heated arguments defending Superman.
I has Android now.
Hmm?
I has Android now. Again.
Makes
Oh,
sense,
personally,
you know? Batman's the freedom of technology.
I'm sorry, I don't put one above the other. If we were to be as uber negative with both of them as possible, Superman's too powerful and Batman's too unbeatable, so neither one of them can really be that interesting in most people's eyes.
Batman's banged more chicks than Clark Kent.
Actually, no, he hasn't. Superman's
How is
got
that
history.
possible?
In fact, Superman is the only person, is one of the very few characters in comics that can actually say with complete honesty and sincerity that one line from the I'm on a Boat song that T-Pain says. He has, in fact, fucked a mermaid. Let that sink in. And finally, one more YouTube video came out earlier this week from those guys who make those cat videos where they use real cats, but they use special effects to make their arms do things they couldn't really do. And apparently they decided it's about time we had our cats fight some zombies
Yeah.
with guns.
Yep. That's all it was.
It is as awesome as it is adorable.
The ending's a little fucked up.
Well, that's a zombie story. It's to be expected.
Yeah. Those cats are pretty badass with those guns, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute and awesome. Speaking of zombies, that's what I'm doing right after this show. Is I'm going to be watching some Fear the Walking Dead.
I will be trading off more Pokemon.
You and your Pokemon.
I'm getting
gonna
rid
mix
of
up
them.
some magical punch, and then I'm gonna go start a fire and dance naked to the blood moon.
You pagan, you.
I try. You know, gotta make it for only the holidays, though.
I'm sure you need to pay tribute to your god, Uranus.
Odin be damned!
And that does it tonight for High Class Geek News. We will see you next week, as we do every week, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have been your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. My co-host have been Jixie.
See ya.
And we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.